Welcome to the ILAW 360 podcast. I'm your host, Odam, and today I'm excited to do a podcast with one of our students in the ILAW program, Mr. Suon, who recently just graduated. Good evening, Mr. Suon.
Good evening. Now.
Before getting started, would you please introduce yourself?
Okay, so my name is Suon, and recently I just graduated from the ILAW program, and I also currently working as a paralegal at one law firm in Cambodia.
Thank you. For the first question, why did you decide to study international law? So, what inspired your interest in the law field in general?
Okay, so the first idea that I joined the Bachelor of Law program at here is because I can see a lot of opportunity by seeing that students able to participate in the moot court competition. And I think that is one of the main reasons that I joined the Bachelor of Law. And specifically when we joining the program, it's we able to explore ourselves to the international stage, especially compete in the moot court competition, which focus on the international law. Yes.
Yeah, about that, I want to ask another question. Like, what's the difference between this program and other program? In my opinion, personally, as a student of the ILAW program, the study here, I mean, the legal study here is very different. The procedure is very different from other programs that I have been enrolled to. So, what are the main difference that you notice in our program?
Okay, so to pinpoint the main difference between this program and the other program is the ability to connect the student with we can call this like a legal community between the student, while they able to participate in competition and as well as connect with each other in order to share to gain experience from each other and also learn from each other. And this program, I think, focuses more on the student, whether it's, academically, professionally, and also personally. The program also provides the motivation and encouragement to the student to participate in the competition as well as in class, because we have a lot of support from coaches, directors who really care about the student, and they provide a lot of opportunity for the student, not just to only participate in just the wall of the classroom, but also explore outside the internship opportunity, the competition that the student could able to unleash their potential to the real world practice of the legal field.
Yeah, totally. I absolutely agree with that. I think in our program, we focus on learning by doing. So, of course, the MOOC competition, very infamous in our program. We study first, and then we use that legal knowledge of what we studied to use in action. So, representing a client. So, it's very beneficial for the student. That's very interesting to me. And I have no interest before, but after doing time by time, the more I'm getting more interested. And what's your favorite part of studying here? For me personally, it's the engagement from the seniors, the juniors. We are very connected like a family, so it's our culture here. Don't you agree? So the senior teaches the juniors, so it's very nice to see that here. You don't just come here just to study and then go home. You come here, you interact with other people, and it's very nice here. I feel like home.
Yeah, because like I think it's one of the core value of the program as well. While we not just study and to get our own experience and then just go home, but here the program teaches in the Bachelor of Law, and they teach us how to give back to our community from just year one, and then you feel like this is our home, and we can share experience. The senior have to share experience with the junior student so that they can learn the process of how can we give back to our community by starting just a small task, but I think it's more like meaningful to the student, and they can learn how to help each others, and for now and for the futures as well.
Yeah, wonderfully put. And for the second questions about the MOOC competition, you participated in a lot of MOOC competition, as I remember, because you just graduated from the program itself. So what was that experience like since the beginning to the end? And what do you learn from it the most? Like what key skill, soft skill, hard skill that you learn from it the most?
Okay, so I may divide it into academically, professionally, and also personally. So academically, I think moot court competition provide us like a lot of skill, hard skill. It's about the legal research.
Yeah.
As you know how to read the case law, how to analyze the facts and apply the law into it. And I think this teaches us a lot when we started to know how to do the legal research. We will explore more to how the legal system actually apply to the actual case, because even though like the moot court competition, they created the hypothetical case, but it also teaches us how to apply the law into
A real
the
case.
facts. Yes, the real case. And for professionally, I think moot court competition teach us how the lawyer actually do when they represent the client, represent a country, and also represent the defendants. How can they defend the client, and also using the overall advocacy and also legal writing, so that when the student after graduate from the program, they can actually apply what they have learned into the practice. And for personally, I think moot court competition teach us a lot on how to responsibility on our role, the responsible. So it's mean actually when we compete in the moot court competition, the coach always assigns certain tasks or certain issue for the student to solve with a certain deadline. So that means that if you join the moot court competition, it will teach you how to be a responsible person toward the task that given, even though like it a small task or a big task, but it more or less it more about the responsibility of you toward the task that you assign, and also the ability to work as a team with the other student, because in the moot court competition, if you only strong like by yourself, you cannot carry the whole team, but you have to share your experience and teach the other student to able or capable for doing the moot court competition as well. So that I think moot court competition has teach me a lot, and I believe that it actually teach you and other students.
Yeah, absolutely. It have teach me similar way that it have teach you. So about the teamwork, I want to talk about that the most, because when you join a MOOC competition, no matter how good you are or how hard you try, if you don't work with your team, it's not gonna go anywhere far. It will go somewhere, but it will not go far.
Yes.
So you need to learn how to communicate with the team. As an introvert before, when year one is very difficult to talk with my coach or my teammate, which have a detrimental impact on my overall result of the competition itself. But after joining multiple MOOC competition, it helped me and it teach me more how to communicate, be more confident, and take accountability and responsibility from the tasks that have been given, like you said. Yeah, so that's it. But there are more things to talk about, but I want to move on to the next questions. You also have studied abroad to US. I think it's was the UGRAD exchange programs. And how was that, the experience? Could you elaborate it? And another question on that is, what shocked you the most? Like, anything shocked you the most? It's so surprising there because you been there, just go completely different place, different culture, different people. So how was that like?
Yeah, so first, I would like to talk about the education system first. So at the U.S., during my time there, I studied like 5 courses. It first related to U.S. study. It's study about U.S. culture, U.S. system, the governmental system, and other stuff about U.S. And the other one I study the leadership skill and also legal environment or business, criminal justice, and also another one is ethic. It's about the philosophical class. And I think I enjoy the most education there because like the lecturer there is trying to provide most of the content to the student. So whether we actually not a really smart student, but we can also get something from that because they provide the materials and also all the lesson that they can provide, they will share to the student. And one of the most interesting class that I have studied is the ethics. It's about the moral theory and moral reasoning on how to live as a person and how to do the judgmental on certain thing about the ethical dilemma on how to choose the right thing and what justice are. And I think it will a lot of like fundamental for the law student because before you apply the law, before you started to learn about specific law, you have to understand the fundamental of how the right thing, what is the right thing to do, and then you can apply it to the law. And also it's more like about the philosophy of law and how the justice would apply and how can create one law or one government that could represent or that could help the people to live in an equal society and peacefully with equal rights and opportunity for all the people. And for the other thing is I think the bit also the fun fact as well. It's about the difference between food in Cambodia and also the Western food. It's I don't know what to say, but it just give me some shock, and like sometimes it's difficult to eat, but sometimes I also enjoy certain food there. And for personally, I have learned from their culture is like the U.S. culture is more putting the independent into individual. So even though like the student is just young, they have to learn how to live independently. But this independent also cause some disconnection between their family and the people. So not really the student in the class not really talk to each other because they focus on more privacy and independence. So they don't really need care or help from other, but it just lives like an independent life, which is totally different from our culture that we need to help each other and live
less independent and more collaborative. Going back on the ethic class, I'm very interested about that, and I think it teach a lot of people what is the right thing and right or wrong thing. And sometimes the right thing could be wrong to you, and it could be right to others. And there is an ethic class by Harvard. It's free on YouTube. If the audience want to check it out, I suggest it's very good. It's on YouTube and it's free. So it's very good. And for the last questions, this is for the audience. So, do you have any advice for the young adult graduated their high school this year and preparing for college? So, what are your advice for those young adults?
So to the extent to giving advice to the student, I would say that is not actually an advice, but just to share some experience to the audience who are students who just graduating from high school and preparing for the university life, I think it would be great if we can try our best to focus on the study, but at the same time, don't just study in the classroom, but please also engage with the community and explore outside the classroom, because when you study in the classroom, it's more about theoretical, but when you going outside, it's more the practical. Sometimes it's just like one said, law is not perfect, but when you teach the law must be perfect. So that means that in class theory and the practice is not really the same, but when we study in the classroom, we learn how to learn how the law actually is. But when we going outside or explore into the real world, we have to be flexible and know how to apply the legal knowledge that we have learned. But just remember one thing that I just talked about: the ethics class. It's about what the right thing to do. But when we stick to the fundamental right, the other thing must be follow, and that's your flexibility must be in a certain line, that you are not crossing the red line into it's like breaking the professionality of a law, because this career is very technical, and also I can say people using the ability to defend someone who is not knowing what the law is, and then you try to defend someone and give the justice, and you making sure that no one suffer unjustly. So that is one advice. So for another thing, I would say just be like responsible for your test, not in just the classroom, but it will apply to your daily life as well. So when I joined the competition, moot court competition, the one fundamental principle that I stick with is to make sure that if the test is not good, it's not your fault. Sometimes people say take the responsibility over the test, but for me, it's more like you try your best, your very best, and focus on yourself, that focus on the test, and as well as you said, that making sure that you are not left something behind, or you're not really responsible, or you're not trying your best, so that at the end of the day you will not regret, oh, this result is not good, it's not my fault, because I already tried my best to complete the test and to achieve in certain thing. But the thing that making the result not fit to your expectation, it is because from the external factors that you cannot really control over the situation. It's an outside factor. Just make sure that from within and from you yourself, you have already responsible for the test and try your very best, so that at the end of the day, you feel like, okay, this is not my fault because I already tried my best, and other factors is from the external. So it keep me push to the certain extent that it's at least my potential, and also getting what I have, be myself, but the best version.
Yeah. Actually, there's another question that I would want to ask, and this probably go to myself more. The advice go to myself. I just want to know that after you graduated, what are the things that you wish you could do more in not high school, in university, in this program? What are the things that you wish that you could do more?
Okay, so for this, it's about joining more moot court competition, because during my time, it's happened during the COVID-19 pandemic. So I am not able to really go to compete abroad. Even the opportunity exists, but they just compete online. So it conducted virtually, and more opportunity comes when I go to the US. But I rejected the opportunity because I think I cannot take responsibility toward the competition. So that is why I decided not to join the moot court competition. But because as I mentioned earlier, it's about the fundamental rule that I stick with, that I have to be responsible for the test and try my very best and not to regret at the end of the day. So that is why I decided not to join the moot court competition. But for you and for other students, if the opportunity come and you are capable of taking responsible for that task, please join. And sometimes you have to stay out of your comfort zone to really know how the difficult situation, how to face unsolved problem, but you're trying to solve. Because I think once again I want to mention that moot court competition really teach us a lot. And if you are willing to take the responsibility, please join that.
Yeah. So that was very insightful. I learned a lot from it. I hope it does for the audience too. Could learn a thing or two from you, the advice that you've given after graduating from the bachelor program of our ILAW program at NOM. And again, Mr. Suon, thank you so much for being here, and I wish to do another podcast with you in the future. Thank you.